That's so weird. Hello, it's me, Kitty here, and as you can hear from the background music, we are going to be playing a um game today. So I saw a lot of arts recently, so why not us do like a little fun game that I've found down from another streamer that I watch, and yeah, so it's kind of just like a chill night for tonight. So yeah, anywho, I am joined today with Shadow X. Say hi, Shadow.
Hi.
Say hi. Right now he is sad, so it's just kind of like
I'm what right now?
sad about IRL stuff that he's going through with his um grandmother.
Grandmother, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
or not dude, grandmother.
yeah.
Cause I just learned she's in the hospital right now.
Mhm. Oh, she heals up.
I think I think she's gonna be okay.
Hope so. I hope so. So yeah, feel free to ask questions, and I'll be looking on my phone at the stream as um what I can see chat and stuff like that. So anyway, let's just get into this here game. Oh, yes. We're trying to do um so I want to try to match up. So yeah, just one thing. Wait for it. Roll up. This guy. This guy. Um, so yeah, you see that shadow? And shadow. This is my area. Ah, um, okay. try this. Here. Oh. Okay. It's really sad. So why would you wait for that? Um Hello? I'm going to try it with my phone. Don't be able to look at chat there's it right now. Hello?
How y'all doing?
Good. I just had to like join like on my phone actually. So
What?
I had to actually like join on my phone so it won't work on my computer for some reason.
Thought you were talking to your boyfriend for a second.
What?
Thought you were talking to your boyfriend for a second.
No, listen, I just couldn't hear you through my computer for a second. So yeah. Hopefully it will work this time. If not, then I'm going to switch to my YouTuber. It should work this time, hopefully. Because I got experience. So I just want to be able to move this here and then move my screen just a little bit so I can see the chat here. Can I see it? No. Oh, hello, right there.
What you want to talk about, Kitty?
I don't know yet. I just want to like just die right now. Sorry y'all can't hear me because views on my oh I got a bear there. Let me turn on my speaker so y'all can hear him. And my Bluetooth is on my phone. Not on my computer though. Oh, no. Just no. Okay. And just think. Okay, so for you.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Okay. So I have him on speaker right now. So my actual speaker, so y'all can be able to hear him as well. So how you doing? No, it's just me. I don't know.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I was talking to you.
I didn't hear you. What did you ask me?
I asked you how you was doing.
Doing good. Currently in pain right now.
Oh, savage. Well, you're just getting through a little bit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Espresso, espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Kitty, guess what?
What? What?
I have to work tomorrow.
Oh no.
4 to 9.
Really? Really? I didn't have stuff ready. Damn. That sucks. This instant killing my butt. Uh, no. No. No, no, no. Not responding. No. Let's do, let's try, let's play this one. And that's it. Y'all can join me if y'all want to. Sorry for sound crafty because as y'all all know streamed a lot. So it it won't be swimming at all. Because I have to have this. This is stuff like that. And yeah. So next week I won't stream at all. And so and just use that here.
Hmm.
As a new. Damn it. I got it. I got it. New. The flag is broken. Oh, I got it again. I got it again. You see that shadow? Shadow.
Yeah?
I was just wondering if you were still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright. Oh, I got it again.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah. What is it?
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah, I said.
What you doing?
I'm just still playing this game and just chilling and died a lot.
You sus.
Yeah, I said. So, Shell, are you watching the stream as well?
What?
You watching the stream?
Huh?
Oh. I got it again. Got it again. Uh, I want to try to beat Sniper. Okay. I just got the benefits on this game. Uh, boop, boop. Wait for it to slowly respawn. Because right now I'm on a laptop. It's really, uh, mm, meow. Let's go. Let's go to the podcast.
What you doing, Kitty?
Anything. Oh no, I died it again. Oh no. So yeah. Oh no, I died it again. Oh no. Oh. I am basically the scout, so that's what we're going to stick with. Uh, so the cars I want, I'm trying to concentrate right now. I've been freezing.
You still want to vibe or something, Kitty?
Yeah. I got it again. I don't know. We all just vibing it together. We all, yes. Even though, that I can't, like, add you to my Discord on my computer, but I will probably always more with the art part, maybe. Once if I get bored with this game. Oh, let's just have one with What do you want to talk about, Shadow? Shadow, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What about you?
I don't know. You can read some of your stories if you want to while you're waiting.
What?
Just wait for my game to load up. Just read some stories or something. I'm trying to find some good stories. Oh. I could get this cat. Yes. Yes. Super cat. Super meow meow. That's what I want. Meow 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 meow. You need to get the black and white on it.
Kitty!
Yeah, what is it? What is it? Oh.
Okay. Weird. You want me to read weird girl stories?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind these may contain adult content, so
Let's speak out some stuff that can be beeped out or make something up. Yeah. Because this is gonna be posted on YouTube afterwards.
okay, first one. Years and years back, I worked in a call center and was friends with this girl. Didn't think anything of it until she propositioned me to do things with her. I was flattered. I told her I was not going to cheat. Fast forward to a few days later, I go into work and get pulled with HR. Turns out she's now filed a harassment claim against me.
Wow.
She worked in one area away from me, but they decided I needed an assigned seat beside my supervisor so that we would have no interaction, period. I was fine with that until her friend started sitting not far from me, usually right in front of my field of view, and she'd come over and sit and talk to them, antagonizing the situation. My boss saw what was going on and brought it up to HR. She was pushing the situation, but it was her words, not mine and my boss. Few more weeks of me going, few more weeks of me being watched like a hawk go by, and I go into work only to find security in my boss waiting. Apparently, she felt that me looking in her general direction was harassment enough, when she filed another claim. This time, saying I've been sending explicit messages and emails to her. This time, my boss fought for me. I got sent home, walked out in front of the entire call center, surrounded by security. I remember writing an email to HR management that night stating I had absolutely zero contact with her. Since the night she propositioned me and offered my computer, a lie detector, anything to prove my innocence as long as they would touch her. Well, they apparently brought that to her and she confessing that she made the whole thing up and that she did that to another employee and got her fired because they turned her down. They let her keep her job. In fact, gave her a severance package a few months later. I got stuck in the same kind of seat, being threatened that if I told any coworker what happened, I'd be fired. I left a few weeks after that, but she had ruined my reputation in that line of work. I couldn't find a job for anything for a while. A few years down the line, she spots me on a dating app and tried to hit me up. To this day, I still don't get it. Next one. My ex stabbed me with scissors when I got home one night. She insisted that since I didn't answer her call, that I was cheating on her. I was not. Scissors went 3 inches into my gut. In a daze of confusion, I wrestled her to the floor in an attempt to stop her attack. I woke up 4 days later to learn her brother, who, while I was trying to subdue her, thought I was attacking her, hit me in the head with a cast iron skillet. Next one. Was seeing the girl for like 6-ish weeks. We went out one night and she said she had to work late the next day but wanted to come over after. So I gave her my apartment spare key because Von Martin told her to let herself in. I ended up falling asleep waiting for her. I woke up at like 12 a.m. and noticed there was like a TV light on in the living room. I just figured she was watching something and maybe grabbing a snack before she came to bed. I got up to say hi, rounded the corner, and she was on my computer sifting through my Facebook. I asked her what she was doing, and it was obvious she had no idea I was awake and freaked out. Needless to say, I told her to give me my key back and put her the door. Funny thing is, if she asked, I would have let her look. I had nothing to hide. I would have thought it was weird, but everyone had their trust issues. But doing something like that behind my back was... To this day, I never leave my computer without hitting Win L to lock it.
was so close to that.
I was at the pub with some friends, and one of them left a scarf at an now packed table. She was feeling socially awkward and asked me to get it. I thought, no big deal, I'll get it and show her there's nothing to be worried about. I asked a woman in her early 20s, I was 18, if she could pass me the scarf. She got up, walked over to me, wrapped it around my neck, and proceeded to try to choke me with it, really going for it. Her hands were shaking from the force she was pulling the two ends of the scarf. The pub was packed, but everyone just stood there, not exactly sure what was happening, myself included. After what felt like ages, two guys pulled her back to her table. They were looking at me worried, shaking their head with faces that said, "We have no idea." Everyone around the table clearly knew her and were shocked by her behavior. I can't help but think about how differently this would have played out if the genders were reversed. If a man did that to a woman in a crowded pub, he'd get thrown out and the police would be called.
Okay.
Came back to the dorm to find a girl who I didn't know waiting for me. I had apparently served her food once at the campus food place I worked at. She figured out who I was and where I lived without even my name. Not sure how I managed to see her out peacefully, but I did.
Hello, house. Oh, fudge nugget. Oh.
Kitty.
Whew. Let me just check something real quick. I'll be right back. gonna do it now. Play some more games. Just chilling.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
I was at work when a customer came in. She was overweight and looked pretty sloppy. Hair was a mess, wearing pajamas, a mismatched pair of shoes. She came up to me and asked how she looked because she was about to start driving for Uber and she wanted to know if she looked presentable. I just said sure and tried walking away, but she wouldn't let me leave. I don't know how we ended up here, but she started talking about how her skin can't handle most soaps and has to use some alternative to it. I can't remember what it was. She shoved her arm in my face, telling me to smell it, to see that it didn't smell bad. I politely declined, but she did it again and made it clear she wasn't moving until I smelled her arm. I finally did, said it was fine, and walked away as fast as I could. It was definitely one of the most uncomfortable moments I've had with someone. What? Mine is fairly weird. Was hanging out with a guy while junior in high school. He invited me back to his place. I met his parents and little sister. She was tall, so I couldn't really tell who she was. She liked me a lot. She invited me to a dance, so of course I had to go. As soon as the slow songs came on, she wanted to dance. The elders had to spend the night telling her she couldn't hold me that tightly. It was a sin to dance like that. Well, that night I found out she was 14. I just turned 18. She asked me out that night and I turned her down. She stalked me for the next 4 years, saying all kinds of crazy things, like she wanted me to be her first. Her parents liked me. We were meant to be, and finally, no matter what, you are mine. I left the state for work, blocked her phone and Facebook. Her profile picture still has me in it from what I hear. Stupid people stories. I've posted this story before, but this seems like another appropriate thread for this story. One night during high school, my friend and I got invited to a party. I didn't drive back then, so my friend picked me up. All went well on our way to the party. On the way back, however, he got pulled over. As we were pulling to the side of the road, I told him that I was going to pretend to be sleeping since I was the passenger. Anyway, I hear the cop get out of his cop car, walk towards our car, stops at the window but doesn't say anything. I can feel the brightness of his flashlight, but I don't hear him or my friend say anything. After about what seemed like an eternity, I decide to open my eyes to see what's going on. That's when I see my friend, the guy who is driving, is pretending like he is sleeping too. Her worker was anti-windmill. When I asked why, she said there are way too many popping up and we're going to use up all of the wind. I was speechless. I'm never speechless. Brother and I were in the kitchen one day as teenagers. My brother was filling the sink to wash dishes. The sink was nearly full. He went to turn the tap off, but it wouldn't budge, so the water kept flowing. I tried turning it too, but with no success. This is when the panic set in. The level of the water was rising fast, and we didn't want to flood the kitchen. He took big saucepans out of the press to fill with water to keep things from overflowing, while I was in a frantic scramble under the sink trying to find the mains to turn it off there. I couldn't find it. Now, really panicking, I took over the pot filling duty, and my brother went running off to look for Dad as quick as he could. Dad came running in with my brother while we were shouting at him about looking for the mains. Dad just came over to the sink and pulled the plug out of the hole, letting all the water down the drain. Ha ha. I had a manager named Roxanne, Rocky. She was a bleached blonde, literally bleached her hair once a month and then wondered why it broke and fell out. Bubblehead, who only had the job because Daddy owned the restaurant. Rocky was really obsessed with her looks and not much else. One day she told me and a coworker that she had her nose job done so that her eventual children wouldn't grow up with the same nose as her. She wasn't kidding. The coworker and I just looked at each other and walked away. We knew it wasn't worth the effort. I've told this story before, but I like telling it because of Tammy. I had a boss named Tammy. One night we were all working late during the stock take, and we were discussing the impending lunar eclipse. Someone asked what happens during an eclipse. Tammy grandly explained that the eclipse would occur when America went in front of the moon, blocking Australia's view of it. Like, she literally thought the Earth stretched itself into like a U bend or neck pillow shape, and half of it stayed in our normal orbit, and the other half stretched itself over and around and casually blocked the moon for the rest of the Earth. I can sum it up very easily. We were at the shooting range, his gun jammed. He looked down the barrel to see what was wrong. We shall call him Chad. Chad was a guy I worked with years ago, and he was terrible with directions. He had no idea where he was or where he was going, and was terrible at identifying landmarks. So we were working less than 5 minutes from our store on this particular day in a small residential area, about a mile and a half down the road. Including the turn out of the driveway, you have to make 3 turns, all right-hand turns, and cross one intersection, and you'll be at our store. Short time into what is an all-day job, we realized we have some equipment at the store that would help us out tremendously. I asked Chad to go get it. He doesn't know the way. I explained it to him. He stares at me. It's 3 right-hand turns, Chad. I think you can do it. Chad wants a map. Fine, I draw a map. Chad leaves. 25 minutes go by. Chad should have been back by now. I call the store and I'm told that Chad left 10 minutes ago. As I am on the phone, I hear the truck coming and he drops right by the house. Well, crap. Poor Chad forgot what house we were at. No big deal. The road is a giant circle and he will come around again in a moment.
Yay, my kids are going to do
So I walk up the driveway and sure enough, here he comes again. I wave and he pulls in the driveway. As he gets out, I laugh and say, ha ha, aw man, you forgot what house we were at. Chad deadpans, No, man, you moved the truck. Dad was looking for the company truck in the driveway. The very same truck he was driving. I was in a parking lot and couldn't find my car. People started helping me look. I told them the personalized tag said Kiss Army and that it was a brown piece of crap. I was about ready to call the police when a guy calls out, "Here's a car with that tag, but it isn't a piece of crap. It's a blue convertible sports car." I was like, oh man, I forgot I got a new car. One of the dumbest moments of my life.
I'll be right back. And I'll let y'all go to sleep a little bit longer.
One time my friend looked at me and said, "What's the name of that place where they speak French?" And I was like, France? She just started laughing hysterically because she felt so stupid. In grade school, I was joking with some friends. Oh no, I'm not reading that one. I once had to take my husband to seek medical care at a dog in the box situation. When doing the usual triage routine, the tech took his weight and height. She said, "Okay, you're 189 pounds and 6'1". He said, "What? I've always been 5'11". And she said, "No, you're definitely 6'1". Kind of puffed up for a minute, feeling all tall and cool, and said, "Huh, maybe I grew since the last time I was measured." We got to the exam room and he said to her again, "Are you sure? I've always thought I was 5'11". And she said, "No, definitely. You're 71 inches, so 6 feet 1 inch." My husband and I exchanged glances. "Oh no, 71 inches is 5'11", he said. She said, "No, I'm 61 inches and I'm 5 feet 1 inch. So if you're 71 inches, you're 6 feet 1 inch." And he said, "Yeah, but you have 12 inches in them, not 10. The 71 inches is 5 feet and 11 inches." She said, "Well, that's how we do it here." I literally choked on my water. My husband and I couldn't make eye contact until she left the room and then we freaked out. It was hilarious and terrifying that this medical tech didn't understand basic measurement.
I am back now. And let Chef to hear stories. I'll look for his stories. So yeah. Let's just get right into the game. Who's that?
He used to work in an art museum and was placed on ticketing one day. Grown man went up to the counter and asked me how many rides we had inside. Thinking he made a mistake, I explained to him that it was an art museum. He said, "Yes, I know. What? What?"
That's good.
He used to work in travel, and the amount of people that did not understand the following was staggering. No, there are no facts. No ocean-bound cruises leaving from Arizona. Yes, it is a shorter flight for your friends from East Coast U.S. to the Caribbean than you in Europe, and no, nobody can change that. Yes, a passport, visa, travel, vaccinations are needed for you to travel. You will need it, and no, a manager cannot override this as it is a government requirement. Customers arguing that their tattoo is backwards while their artist tries to explain that no, your tattoo is fine, it just looks backwards because that's how mirrors work. A girl in one of my college classes argued that heart transplants shouldn't be allowed because that's where the feelings are, and the person receiving the heart wouldn't be the same person anymore. Say something, kitty.
Yeah. I died it. Yeah. So, I am good. So, staying right here for a bit. Um, I did it. Oh wow, that's so. Dang it.
Ooh. Hey, Kitty?
Hmm?
Kitty.
Yes, Shadow.
Kitty.
I said yeah.
This thing is kind of a drug.
Alright. No, I don't say that.
Man, it's just, I just made it like that.
Yeah. It has 4 viewers.
Yeah, but I feel like we need to do something to keep it going, keep it like, so nobody gets, I just don't want anybody to get bored and quit watching.
I don't think it's to get bored yet. Not yet. Eh. So they have been playing this game for like an hour now. Oh, Har said hi too, by the way.
Oh, House is back.
And he said hi.
I'm gonna say, how are you doing tonight, House? Right?
Right.
Well, how are you today? Is that better?
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah. Ah.
Oh, not responded.
What? Because when I get off. Yeah.
Half responded, but what does it mean? What does it mean when he said that he had to deal with bad players?
Minecraft bad players on the the server, on his Minecraft server.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I said, oh no, I'm so sorry that happened. Oh,
Uh, yeah. Okay, it's been going on since the day it started. So it's been going on for quite a long while now.
Can you respond to him? I gotta go do something.
Alright. Yay! Woo! Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, again, it's done now. Really? Wow. Um, uh, well, my game just died. My game just crashed. So let's just do some art then.
What's this happening?
My game died. It crashed.
Oh no.
Yep. So we're gonna do some art now. Mm.
I think we got it fixed.
Yep. Just a little bit of art. I want to show you again what I'm doing. confirm soon yet. If I did, double checking, make sure I get it alright. Do that. And now I can do this. Do that. Yeah. Um, no. Oh. Hey Shadow, can you talk to me please just real fast? I'll read a story. Please. Shadow.
Yeah?
Can you like read a story or something? Cause I'm gonna be
Hold on. You're gonna be what?
I'll be right back.
Okay, hold on. Yeah? Huh? Yes? I will. Give me a minute. Give me 1 second, guys. No, I don't want that. Yeah. I worked at a restaurant and 2 men didn't want me to take their cash because I would give them the wrong change because women are bad with money. They then asked to talk to a male manager. They left me less than $1 tip and wrote on a napkin, "You could have been nicer." I worked for an energy company. The customer wanted my manager because I wouldn't give them a free sample of electricity. Another customer wanted to complain because they didn't like the smell of the gas. I was more concerned that they could smell gas rather than what the smell was like. Quick fact, they add the foul smell to gas so you notice it. I used to work as a waiter. One time, a customer asked to speak to my manager because she didn't like the lighting of the restaurant. She said it didn't match her aesthetic and she wanted it changed so she could take photos to post on Facebook. I have honestly never been so annoyed. She made a huge scene saying I was being disrespectful because I wouldn't change the lighting for her. I worked at Michael's one summer in my youth. An elderly lady once wanted to return yarn that had already been knitted into a scarf. We do not have people unknitting items in the back. Of course, she had to embarrass herself by speaking to the manager, making a second jaw drop. One of my jobs required taking passport pictures. A ridiculously high percentage of those customers would come in fresh from the gym with sweaty hair and no makeup and then screech about how horrible their photo preview looked. Some of them would ask for the manager. I was the manager. And demand to talk to the business owner. I was even asked to fix pictures in Photoshop. I work as a service rep for a door manufacturer. Customer called in stating we needed to come fix her door because we were killing her guinea pig. I was stunned for a second, then asked what the exact problem was. She said the door was drafty and the guinea pig's cage was on the floor, so the cold air from the draft was killing it. I explained that due to the pandemic, technicians were only going out for emergencies. She continued to scream and ask for my manager. She proceeded to tell my supervisor that I was out to kill her guinea pig and was the most cold-hearted person she'd ever talked to. My manager politely asked why she couldn't move the cage. I worked at Panera in high school, and one time a lady requested Chick-fil-A sauce on her sandwich. I thought she was messing with me. I laughed a little, then jokingly reminded her we were at Panera, not Chick-fil-A. She called me a rude witch and demanded to speak to my manager, who essentially laughed at her and walked away. And I did not say the B word, guys, if you're just wondering.
Alright,
I worked at Tiffany and Company. Customer once threw a fit because I wouldn't refund her for a $900 bracelet she allegedly bought, dropped, and broke. She didn't have the item or the receipt, nor was there any record of her purchase in our system. She asked to speak to the manager, who also refused the refund. The customer requested my manager because I wouldn't check out her items from a different store in the mall. She thought she could just walk around the whole mall, then pay at any store. I was working at a fast food restaurant that sells chicken nuggets. Customer wanted to speak to a manager because the nuggets were too brown. Not overcooked, not dry, but brown. She asked us if we could make them less brown, and we had to tell her that we couldn't undercook the nuggets for her, for health reasons. Something prevalent in retail is called ticket switching. Someone will take a tag off a cheaper item and put it on a more expensive item, hoping they can get away with a huge deal. One time I was called to the registers for a customer arguing about a price. There was a $9 clearance sticker on a $100 pair of shoes. The clearance tag was all mangled and torn and clearly pulled from another item and placed on the box. She argued up and down and said she was going to call the Better Business Bureau and swore I had to honor that price. I calmly explained that yes, if we make a mistake, we do honor the price, but this was obviously not done by us. I explained that I would make sure we reviewed our camera footage of the area where she found the shoes to make sure a dishonest customer didn't change the price. At the mention of a camera, she quickly ended her argument and left. I worked at Walgreens where we sold reloadable debit cards. A woman bought one and wanted to return it because she couldn't figure out how to activate it. I calmly told her it was store policy. We had signs and stickers everywhere that gift cards were non-refundable. I offered to help her activate the card, like I had for many others. 20 minutes later, a police officer came in because she had called to say Walgreens was stealing her money. I explained the situation. The cop talked to her. Then I used the phone to set up her card. I've seen some wild things, but that was the wildest. I worked at a fast food place, and a guy came in requesting fresh, unsalted fries, 100% doughable. We just had to get new fries going, which took about 5 minutes. After he had been waiting a few minutes, he asked where his food was. I informed him that his fresh fries were cooking and it would be a few more minutes. He proceeded to yell at me for not giving him fast food and requested the manager. I worked at a convenience store as one of my first jobs. A man had his a dollar. Hold on, let me start over. I worked at a convenience store as one of my first jobs. A man had his $1.25 eaten by the air machine, which, while on the property, was not owned or run by the store, and had a label saying so. He freaked out and demanded a refund, which I was not allowed to give him. He insisted on speaking to my manager, but I was alone in the store, so I offered to call him. Instead, he started insisting I give him my manager's personal phone number. When I refused, he tried to come behind the counter toward me, all while screaming at me. I was clutching the phone, about to call 911, when someone else entered the store and he stopped out. It was terrifying. All for $1.25. I had a woman demand to see the manager because her tuna sandwich was too fishy. I was the manager at a grocery store that sold overstocked items from other stores at a discount. The customer wanted to speak to me because none of the lids on the juice bottles were the size he wanted. He was furious about the lack of diversity in our juice lid sizes and demanded I order juices with lids that were the specific size he wanted. Fortunately for him, the dimensions of juice lids are not listed anywhere, so I apologized and told him I wasn't able to do that. He later reported my terrible customer service to the store owner, who basically just laughed at him. An old couple kept insisting their fries were too cold. They made me come over to the manager and insisted I use a meat thermometer to take their temperature to prove they were cold. The man bought and opened some headphones, then wanted to return them, even though they weren't faulty. I refused because they were opened and used, and that's our store policy. The man demanded to see my manager because I refused to send the headphones off for DNA testing to prove he'd never worn them. I work at a natural foods grocery store, and an older customer asked to speak to my manager because we sell ice cream with too much sugar in it. And as a health food store, product with sugar should not be on our shelves. A woman asked to speak to my manager because her pesto sauce, which she ordered and ate entirely, had basil in it, and I hadn't told her that it did. She didn't ask. Finally, I was assistant manager at a local coffee shop. It was 6 a.m. on a cold morning, and a woman pulled my manager aside to inform her that my tight pants were distracting and upsetting her and her husband. I was wearing thick black leggings with a long sweater that went down past my butt and a large apron. I asked if I could be taken off shift or asked to go home and change. With my boss's permission, I took off my sweater and made sure my butt was facing them at all times. Sorry guys, that one may have been a little bit too rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, more manager stories. One. Friend of mine. She was getting chewed out over something or other. Finally, the woman loudly demanded to see the manager. So she shrugged and got the manager. The manager comes out all confused. Angry woman demands my friend get fired. Manager is very confused. But ma'am, I can't do that. She is the owner. He had this insane and rude as crap old woman screaming and ranting how she couldn't use a coupon for something the coupon was not even for. We stood there arguing a good 5 minutes, holding the line up. Her grown granddaughters were with her, trying to calm her down and embarrass as crap. Usually, I would have just given in and let her use the darn thing, but she was being so rude I was not about to help her. She asked to speak to my manager, and I said I was the manager, and she didn't like that at all and said, well, I'll just go to the other location in town and they will take my coupon. And I said, not if you don't buy what it is for. She left. 5 minutes later, we run out of a product we need, and I call the other location, and they have some we can borrow, so I head over to get it. I walk in the store, and who do I see about to get in line for some food? The old coupon lady. So I wash my hands, glove on, up and jump on the food line. The lady walks up to the counter, and I smile huge and say, hello, how can I help you? Her granddaughters both gasp and go, oh God, here we go. And the look on the grandma's face was priceless. She did not try the coupon again, LOL. So I have one of these. Used to be a department supervisor for a library. Basically, this meant I was third from the top in the system according to the org chart. And if my manager was gone, then I was in charge of the building. One day, a lady is in our department complaining about some bit of policy. Can't remember what. But think an entitled suburban mom getting mad, we won't bend the policy for her. She finally demands to talk to my supervisor when I won't budge. I smile, tell her that's fine. Turn as though I'm going to get someone, but do a full twirl instead and hold out my hand. She looks at me like I'm nuts, and I introduce myself as the supervisor and heard she had a problem. The lady storms off to the front desk. A few minutes later, one of the coworkers there comes back with this lady, explains that she had a problem and wanted to talk to the person in charge, which was me that day because my boss was out. The look on her face when the front desk worker pulled her into the office to talk to the person in charge, and I was sitting there grinning, was delicious. I explained that we still wouldn't be changing our system policy just for her. Have a nice day. Only time I've ever been able to do that, but it was fun. I worked at a restaurant where you filled in a ticket with all the ingredients you wanted on your pizza, or I worked at a restaurant where you filled in a ticket with all the ingredients you wanted on your pasta, pizza, or salad. There were large boards above the counter explaining how to order correctly. Once customers filled out their ticket, they could bring it to the customer. Once customers filled out their ticket, they could bring it to the register. During a weekend lunch rush with a line of at least 25 people, a woman comes up to the counter and tells our cashier what she wants. When the cashier told her that she needed a ticket, she got annoyed about the inconvenience, all while the line builds up behind her. She demands to be given a ticket and begins filling it out right there. Seeing this, I come up to the cashier and tell him to ring up the people behind her while she takes her sweet time making the important decision of which pasta sauce she wants. She finally finishes page and sits with her gaggle of companions. Later, she comes up to me and tells me that my behavior of having the waiting customers pay before her was extremely rude. I respond by telling her we try to make sure every customer gets speedy service, and her holding up the line because she didn't read our large signs was also rude to all of the other customers. She tells me that she'd like to speak to the manager to complain about me. With a gleeful and maybe slightly evil grin, I reply, you already did. I'm the manager. The look on her face when she realized she wasn't going to get something and feel vindicated about my mistreatment of her was lovely. And even though this was years ago, it still brings me joy. Was the business manager for a local computer store several years back. This story is about the main manager. The guy comes in and is furious because the Mac won't work. Looks like liquid damage. Swears up and down it's because we sold him a faulty machine a few weeks back. He wants a full refund and is screaming in my face about it. Finally, he says, I want to speak to your manager because ain't no woman know crap about computers. I smile a little, tell him no problem. Step in the back and grab my manager. And out walks a tiny little Hispanic girl, heavily pregnant, big smile on her face because she's been watching the cameras. He spluttered out something about asking his kids about spilling stuff on his computer and is never seen again. Back when I was in the Air Force, there was a base picnic. I was on the crew to get things set up. Back when I was in the Air Force, there was a base picnic. I was put on the crew to get things set up. This task was finished, and we were just standing around bull crapping, waiting for people to show up. The young-looking guy, turns out he was in his 40s, but legitimately looked 25, walks up and starts talking to us. He introduced himself as the new operations group commander and was a colonel select. He literally arrived on base that very morning and heard about the picnic. A couple minutes later, our boss, a major, shows up and walks over to us. He said, hey guys, I think the new OG might be here today. Be on your best behavior because I heard he's a real butthole. We all stared at him in horror. The OG just smiled, took out his hand and said, hi, I'm the butthole, but you can call me Colonel.
Wow.
When I was in high school, I worked at a candle store in the mall. For the most part, everything was returnable for store credit unless it was a sale item or holiday-specific stuff. I had a woman giving me the hardest time about not being able to return something that had obviously been used for an event she no longer needed. She asked the manager who was there but wasn't satisfied with her answer. She went on to ask that we contact someone else about it, and it just happened that we had a visitor from head office at the store that day. Still not happy with getting the same response from all of us. She went on that general disgruntled customer rant of, this place is terrible, and I'm going to tell everyone how terrible it is, and no one is going to shop here. And in the best move I've ever seen, the woman from head office dragged the ladder out into the middle of the long walkway and insisted that the woman start telling people about her experience right then and there. The woman quickly shut up and left. It was beautiful. Not my story, but my parents. They owned a franchise deli some 12 years ago. My mom was there full-time making things run smoothly, and my dad would be there sometimes to help out when he wasn't working his tech job. Well, this lady came in one time and ordered her food. When it arrived, she claimed that the kitchen made it incorrectly. My mom apologized for the inconvenience and coughed her meal, as well as gave her a certificate for a free sandwich next time the lady came in. So the lady comes in again, orders her food, and again claims it was made incorrectly. My mom again apologizes and gives her another coupon for a free sandwich. This happened probably one or two more times. My dad had heard about it and was convinced they were just being scammed by this lady. Well, the next time the lady comes in, my dad happens to be working the kitchen. The sandwich lady comes to the drive-thru and orders. My mom recognizes her, and so to make sure everything is perfect, my dad makes her himself and gives it to her. A couple minutes later, the lady calls the store to say her food's been made wrong again. My mom sets the phone down and goes to my dad and says, the lady's on the phone and says you made her food wrong again. My dad says, you tell that woman I didn't make her food wrong and that she's never welcome in this restaurant again. My My mom picks up the phone and says, and the lady goes, I heard that. You tell that boy that he is fired. And my mom responds with, ma'am, that boy is the owner of the restaurant. The lady hung up and never returned. My parents both have a long laugh about that whenever they're thinking of all the stupid bullcrap that went on with that restaurant. Hey, Kitty. Are you back, Kitty? Still reading. 10 years ago, I was a retail manager for a Bath and Body Works. One day during holiday, a customer began going off on one of my seasonal employees, like psychotically screaming at her because we were out of peppermint twist body lotion. I walked up and asked the girl to go cover registers and that I would talk to the customer. The customer began yelling at me. After another 5 minutes of insisting, it was in the back. Sir, I want to speak to your manager, me. Miss, I am the manager on duty. This is a popular item. We have none in the back. None of our other stores in the area have anymore. You are welcome to look online, but I doubt it is there anymore either. Have a lovely day. He turned purple and asked for our customer service number to complain. It was December 24th. Reminds me of a story my brother told me. He was a bartender at a sports bar, and some underage kid was trying to get served beer. My brother wouldn't serve him, and got a my dad knows the owner. And it, hold on, let me start over. I messed up. The story my brother told me. He was a bartender at a sports bar, and some underage kid was trying to get served beer. My brother wouldn't serve him and got a my dad knows the owner. If you don't serve me, I'll get you fired. To which my brother's response was to turn to the owner, who was sitting there having a beer, and ask, do you know this piece of crap's dad? Who is your dad? Yeah, I know him. He's a butthole. Get out of my bar. I own the building that the company I'm part owner in operates out of. It's in a nice office park with about a dozen other similarly sized stand-alone office buildings. We have a dumpster that gets emptied twice a week that sits behind on the side of our building that has a nice fence around it. The way it sits, the parking lot of another building is close to it. I'm ripping out carpet at my house and each night run by work and dispose some of it. We're not running production that week, so there's nothing in the dumpster. On the third and last night before trash comes the next day, I notice a guy smoking by his car at the other office. As I'm getting ready to leave, a car comes screeching up the side drive, puts his brights on and yells at me to stay where I am. I pause, and it's the same guy, and starts yelling at me that he's calling the cops. He saw me dumping trash into the dumpster. I asked him what he cares, and he said he's on special patrol for this company. the one I'm an owner of and would be in charge of hiring anyone as it is. And I'm in violation and need to remain there. I asked him who he talked to, and he said, I don't know his last name, but his name is Fred. We never had a Fred work there. We have never had a Fred work there. So he's blocking my exit, and I start hearing a siren. This guy says something like, here they come now, you're screwed. So I just sit there another minute. In rolls a county brownie with his lights on. He comes strolling up and then says, hey, what's up? I said, hey, Andy, I'm not sure, but this guy here is trespassing on my property. His face at this point gets sheet white. No, I didn't press charges, even if I should, but I didn't see him around again. I don't know if he was confused, mentally challenged. He sure seemed to have a short fuse. Officer Andy did take his info, though, I think, more to scare the guy than anything else. Sorry, guys, that may have been a little terrible. I don't know.
Oh. Sorry, my phone exited me out of the thing. Uh-oh.
You still there, Kitty?
I'm still here.
Kitty.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Let me read some more.
Mm-hmm.
Full-grown man was throwing a fit that I wouldn't mark down a Thor hammer at a Halloween store because it was missing that little brown piece of cloth that was tied on the end of it. We were talking the most minimal of issues. It was not the last one. I told him he could have a new one with a string on the end for full price, or this one without the string on the end for full price. Either way, the product's integrity was intact and he was just being a butt. He demanded to see the manager, and I walked into my office, turned around, and came back out. Hello, I'm the manager. What seems to be the problem here? He was so mad. Loved his face. He spiked the plastic Thor hammer on the ground, effectively shattering it, and stomped out. I called the cops, gave the license number. He got sued by a major party store chain for a $12 hammer and lost. Did you say something, Q?
I haven't seen that in yet. I'm going to and I'm going to end from here, but I'm going to rate someone right now because I'm getting.
Are you gonna? Okay. Do you want to end the call too?
Yes, sure, but yeah, but if you want to watch it, they're probably doing Minecraft or Genshin Impact in one day for theirs as well. You um uh let me see. Let me put my phone. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. Do these for the way that I am supposed to whenever I pick it. And yeah, I hope y'all have enjoyed my stream, and I will catch y'all all not this week, come up week, but probably the week after the week come up because I'm gonna take rest right now. So we're gonna raise Endo right now. Yeah. And who? It's from mature audiences and yeah. Hope you enjoyed my stream. I will catch you all next time. Bye bye.